So I just came back from talking with Danny and Dr. Hui. Dr. Hui is the prison's... Oh, sorry. Dr. Hui is the prison psychiatrist. I asked them what they thought of all of this stuff about the investigation and the blocking, and Hui was saying to me that they thought that blocking was a bad idea. I understand why you block somebody who's a digipath, because they could get communications and stuff like that. But Hui also pointed out that, like, this is an asteroid. You're not getting off of it. It's like if you left the doors to Alcatraz unlocked. If there's no boats, there's no boats. So I sort of get their point, but anyway, they said that blocking in general is dangerous. But it's especially dangerous for interpaths, because interpaths are connected directly to the spinal cord and stuff like that. So just like when you have the implant first put in, it can risk paralysis to block that. But that's actually pretty rare. The real problem is that implants into the brain change the brain pattern, right? I guess it makes sense if you're going to be adapting to an implant. Anyway, the side effect of that is that once you block that thing, because of the brain pattern changing, it's like giving that person a lobotomy, which is pretty messed up. Sometimes, when they block digipaths, they actually have to give the digipath certain medications to help the brain adjust to being blocked. And I imagine that the same thing's true for an interpath. Although it's supposedly more severe for an interpath. I don't know why. I'm just telling you what's in my notes here. So I asked Hui if they had any more information, and they said that the prisoner had a history of mental health issues, particularly relating to depression, and that they were known for getting a hold of certain items off of other prisoners. Certain prisoners are put on a specific list, which is that they've been found to have contraband items multiple times or whatever, and I guess they were on that list. I wonder what items. I didn't think to ask. But when I told Danny that, Danny just like stormed in and like flipped the hell out and was like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me this? Blah blah blah." And he was like, you know, it's just patient confidentiality. But Hui was having Danny was having none of it and was like yelling at Hui and stuff like that. Anyway, eventually Hui said that the person that was on the watch list the most, and most of the other prisoners got contraband from, was a person named Stash. So Danny went and talked to Stash. I was there, and Stash didn't say anything. Which, you know, I mean, of course, if you're in trouble, you're not going to tell anybody, like, stuff. You're not going to be like, "Oh, that's going to get me in trouble? Yeah, I'll just tell you exactly where all of the things that I'm not supposed to have are." But, Danny decided to soften Hui up a bit. So, not Hui. Wow. I mean, they're fighting, but that's a different matter. No, Danny decided to soften Stash up a bit. And, Hui got pissed. Because what Danny did was, Danny put them in solitary. Which seems a bit harsh to me. I don't know. Putting somebody in solitary... I mean, Danny argued that they were impeding an investigation, which I guess I get, but Hui was angry. Um, they said that that it was basically cruel and unusual punishment, it was torture, that kind of stuff never works, the person will tell you anything, even if they don't have anything, all yada yada yada. But Danny was pretty adamant. Danny said, there's nothing you can do. You have to make hard decisions, and sometimes hard decisions are things like putting somebody in solitary, and that somebody is dead, and you can't just be nice to people. If Stash was the one who provided these pills, then where Stash got them and things like that are important to protect the prisoner population. Which I guess I understand, but I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me exactly. Because, it is true that people don't tell you anything. Or they'll tell you anything. I saw the look on Stash's face when Jenny was like, you're going into solitary. It was kind of... I don't know. But... Anyway. Enough about that. I have asked for some of the personal effects of the prisoner who died. So we'll see if I get lucky with that at all. I said it was for my coursework, and hopefully they'll say yes, and I'll be able to show you some of the items that were found. I don't know if I'll be successful or not, but I thought I would report that to you anyway before I go. I'm trying to think if there's anything else left to report. I think that's it for now. But I'll get back to you soon. So, I guess, see you in a bit.